And again, as bodhisattvas, they have a beautiful crown on the head, and then they have a necklace over here, necklace and bracelet, and a little bit of draperies on the top. And then following Indian models of aristocratic men, they have like a bare torso, but they have a loin cloth for the pants. And then they are seated on the stool, and then one leg across the other. This is very comfortable seated position. So that's why it's called meditating Maitreya. So we have two examples. One is a national treasure of Korea 83. The other is national treasure of 78. You see that both of them have different colors, right? Can somebody describe what this color is on the left?
It looks like more like copperish.
Copper, and then what are these yellow pigments?
Well, Abigail said gilt with gold.
Yes, it's a gilt bronze, as you can see. I mean, I always have answers on the top if you pay attention. So it's a, it's cast in bronze, but the one, treasure number 83, with less ornaments. This one has a lot of gold pigments remaining all over. And then if you see more complicated crown, treasure 78, it used to be gold, like the one on the left. You can see the remaining on the draperies, but body parts and mainly all those gilt part is disappeared. So you look as a black. We are starting to see a maturing Buddhist ideas around this period. And eventually, I want you to remember the name of Wonhyo, the monk Wonhyo. And then this is monk Uisang. And they become very important Buddhist philosophers, so that the Buddhist scriptures were translated, and a lot of other things. But one thing you should note is these major intellectuals, they come from a minor nobility class, means six-head class. So sacred bone and true bone class, they sort of self-proclaim themselves as, well, we are bodhisattvas. We share a lot of resources with you. And then Yukdupum, like a six-head class, they have intellectual quest, but they cannot go very high in government positions. So they decided to be Buddhist monks, and they traveled to China or sometimes all the way to India, and they brought back advanced knowledge back to Shilla. So this is that statue, but I want you to note the side view of it. Do you see this nail sticking out from the back? Do you see the purpose of this? Why do you need a nail? Can anybody share like a conjecture with us?
Isn't like a wall or something?
Oh, that's very good point, right? You wanna fasten it, right? So that is a good idea, like a fastening. That's the purpose of it, but it's not for the wall. Something else. What should come here?
The halo.
Halo, yes, yes, halo. We've seen this before. So if this is a stone statue, you carve them together. But I will show you other examples. I don't have it. In Japanese examples, you see a lot of it, but in cast bronze, that disc that should come, right behind his head, is cast separately and then inserted. And then it is, you put a little nail, right across it so that it's fastened, so together. So yeah, the nail shows that halo is missing, but originally it had a halo. And this one is showing you how small this is. It is about like a 2 feet, no, slightly more than 2 feet, less than 3 feet. And then the point is, this is cast in one piece, including the stool. And the thickness is really thin and even. Do you know the lost wax technique? Like, so it's skin only, and then inside it's totally hollow. So where did they get this technique? Probably from gold ornaments of three kingdoms, like earrings, swords. If you extend the technique, you eventually have the entire piece cast in one piece, and then you need this halo disc separately, and then you are going to insert it right there. So to summarize, Buddha in Buddhist art is the enlightened one, the supreme condition. It's a goal. And then Bodhisattvas are, this is a literal translation, those who help others before he becomes a Buddha. So all the Buddhist statues are men. They are represented as well-dressed men in Indian context, but in Buddhist practice, you can see both the men and women as followers of Bodhisattvas. And in East Asia, this idea of multiple Buddhas and multiple Bodhisattvas are come from Mahayana Buddhism. So in Mahayana Buddhism, Bodhisattva becomes very important concept. They are like people in training to be a Buddha. And then among Bodhisattvas, I want you to remember two important names. And one is Avalokiteshvara, and the other is Maitreya. I want you to remember this. In Korean, Avalokiteshvara is called Buan, and in Korean, Maitreya is called Miruk. So a lot of political leaders, like kings and generals, they wanted to identify themselves as Maitreya. You know, I'm the living incarnation of Maitreya. So I am showing you Indian and Chinese examples of this leg crossed Maitreya images. So the Korean example is related to Indian and Maitreya examples. And so one leg cross on top of another, this crossed leg is found in many other examples from the same period. These are all small, about less than 2 inches. But these two that I showed you in the beginning, they are large, like a 2.5 feet or so. So it's an incredible example of what is it? The goldsmith techniques. And in Shilla, so these gold statues are probably for Buddhist temples sponsored by royal and aristocratic families. But gradually, during Shilla, you are going to have ordinary citizens becoming Buddhist followers. So they also have their Buddhist iconography or Buddhist statues. Where do you go? You go to outdoor. This is called Namsan in the south of Kyungju. And if you go here, you're going to see engraved Buddha, like a Buddha with 2 bodhisattvas, or stone pagodas, or leaf sculpture, like a big Buddha statue on the outdoor setting. So people assume that these are more for popular devotions, more like a 6-head people, 5-head class people, or ordinary citizens. They collect money and hire Buddhist sculptor and create these as a devotion. And then wealthy aristocratic people create the golden statues. So among the Buddha statues, the standing Buddha statues, one of the most popular iconography was Buddha of medicine. They heal the patients. And they usually have like a little medicine container or a little bowl, and these are used to heal the sick people. So again, for popular devotion, people saw certain benefits by believing in Buddhism. And then we are going to see a lot of Avalokiteshvara statues in three kingdoms. And these are, again, this is in Japanese example, but related to Baekje. And then these are, again, from three kingdoms. They are curing sick people with their magic bowls. Avalokiteshvara. It's a very popular iconography.